Hey guys, this is Charlotte with ASMR Char. Positive energy, and sorry if this is a little wobbly, I have a different stand. And I wanted to do a really cool, different kind of card reading. I already pulled the piles, and I went to each element. And I also, I got messages from like water, air, fire. So we have water, air, fire. You'll see these in a minute. And kind of animal, spirit guidance, tree and earth, and then full moon. I'll hold them up as I go through. And then I specifically got full moon and Sagittarius energy, which was technically yesterday, but the energy of the full moon goes several days before and after. So I felt like goosebumps when I pulled this pile, by the way. So let's get right to it. I just want to show you my little setup if I can without dropping. We have Palo Santo candle. Let me just see. I have some of the decks. I'm going to spray a little bit of this. It has rose quartz just to kind of cleanse our energy. It's a smudge spray with sage and pink lotus, and it has rose quartz. Let's see if you can hear that in there for love and high vibrations. I have a rose water here too, and this beautiful amethyst. One of my favorite kinds of crystals, amethyst crystal point. And I have this beautiful chakra tree that I absolutely love. It has all the colors of the chakras and this copper branch, trunk and branches for magnification, amplification, if you will, of the chakra energies. And this is another Palo Santo incense stick. We got Palo Santo candle and Palo Santo incense stick. Oh, try to get that in there. I already lit this and it got a little smoky for inside, so still, this is all natural, amazing incense, which smells just amazing. So let's just spray a little and we'll get right into the reading. Again, sorry if it's bumpy. Alright. And yeah, this really quick is this. I had this in my last video, Palo Santo candle, which is just, it's a soy all natural candle. It's absolutely beautiful. Alright, let's take a few deep breaths while I spray. Cleanse the aura around you and me with this sage, pink lotus, high vibrational rose quartz infused energy spray. Alright, let's breathe in. In a high vibrational spray and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Release any tension you're feeling, any anxiety. Just try to let it all go. Alright, and this is lightly misted. I love this, giving high vibration to the messages and the cards. And so we start with The King, we have two cards. This is the water energy messages, the water element. We have double King energy here, which is pretty intense. So we have the King of Swords and the King of Wands. Now the King of Swords, oh, and so because this is water, I'm relating this, if this resonates with you, of course, if it doesn't, that's okay, to kind of the emotions, to your emotions, right? And so the advice from this guy regarding your emotions is to try to keep everything in balance and look at the facts, and try to keep it logical. Think of like sort of like, justice, logic, facts, thinking before reacting, thinking before making a decision. So if you have a decision coming up, try not to think about it too emotionally or just make a quick emotional decision. Rather, think about all sides of it and try to balance your emotions with your logic before making that decision. And the King of Wands is about activity. He's very much about like follow your passion, creativity, and just for this one, I feel like these kind of relate in a way. So like making that decision with a balance of logic and emotion, right? Once you make that decision though, go with it, move, action, follow your passion and that intuitive, passionate creativity within that decision, if that makes sense. We have next, this is air, wind energy. We have 3 cards I pulled for this one, the one to come out. This is the Oldest Fairy. The Oldest Fairy is about timelessness. And so if you're seeing this card and you're even feeling overwhelmed, anxious, frantic, this card is letting you know that to take some deep breaths in and out. And the little tiny inspiration at the bottom of the card for this one says, don't look at any clocks today. I know that personally I kind of need to do that some days, right? You need to kind of keep track of time a little bit. But as much as possible, try not to look at the clocks or your phone to see the time too often, unless you really, really need to. And just take some deep breaths and sort of know, that everything is going to be okay and all will happen in divine timing, in its own time, in the right time. And if you're feeling anxious or frantic, just again, take a moment to yourself, 5-10 minutes, more if you can. And try to get in touch with your senses. So for example, pick up a crystal or a mug or anything really, like water, something with water like a spray, right? And really just touch it. This is also divine feminine, so kind of getting that divine feminine, which all of us have, divine feminine, divine masculine. Just touch it, note how it feels. How does the room around you smell? Maybe light a candle so it smells good. And just be aware of all your senses. How do things taste, smell, feel? Just take time and just like how this card is so smooth, this feels so nice. How does that make you feel? Just try to slow down that time and know that time and space is an illusion and everything will happen in divine timing, in the right time. Now the next card here, Thinking of You. So this is kind of about synchronicity within yourself. When we're strong and grounded in the earth and centered, and that's another thing that came up with the timelessness card. the oldest fairy card, then we have a solid connection within ourselves and without ourselves, right? So within and without. And so when that happens, and you're really connected within, synchronicity happens, and suddenly you're at the right time, the right place, the right time for things. Things fall into line when you take that time out instead of trying to force things, but going within and without, connecting and balancing and grounding yourself. So I would suggest going barefoot on the earth, put your hands in a pot of soil, hug a tree, even connect with tree energy through the window if it's too hot right now. Here it's pretty hot. And just try to ground yourself in that way, and then just recenter. If you're feeling frantic or frazzled, just try to stop and recenter. I am in the now. I am present. I do this thing that I don't really do a lot of yoga, but I was doing some yoga with a YouTube channel. This sort of I am now. I am present. And you sort of put your hands in prayer position, right at your chest or wherever it feels right. So I am now. I am present in this present moment right now. And I am aligned, right? So then things fall into place when that happens. The third card is Moon Secrets. I have rarely pulled this one. I think this is beautiful. And so Moon Secrets, by the light of the moon can reveal sort of the secrets of the universe in a way. Both shadow and light, right? So, and especially this full moon in Sagittarius energy, this I think is a great time to connect with moon energy. I'm getting a sense of that. Maybe even putting water out in the full moon, which actually charges it differently. I have not done that. Our patio doesn't get much moonlight, so I'd have to put it out in like the public area. But if you can do it, I'm getting a message to do that, connecting with the moon, and rather than kind of shying away from what the moon might be shedding light on, acknowledging it, both the shadow and the dark, the shadow and the light, and just acknowledge that, and just being aware, connecting with that moon energy. That's what I'm getting there. And this actually was the next set of cards is the fire energy. I actually had this lit and was really getting in touch with this flame in particular when I got the fire energy messages. Let me sort of center this over. I have 4 messages from this beautiful fire spirit from this Sacred Forest Oracle deck. Bluebird Spirit for happiness. Bluebird Spirit for happiness. Do what makes you happy right now. Even for a few minutes. It may be stressful, may be busy, but do what makes you happy. Think back to when you were young. What brought you joy and happiness? Was it blowing bubbles? Climbing a tree? If you can't do that, that's fine. Go sit under a tree, swimming, hiking, baking cookies, baking a pie, singing, dancing, anything that brings you joy. Try to do that for 10 minutes today. And then we have, actually I'm going to move this off this way so we have more space. Eagle Spirit for freedom. This is absolutely beautiful. And you know what? When you follow your happiness and joy, and you let that lead your life, and love, happiness, joy lead your life, then comes the freedom. Also, it helps being happy and joyous and doing actions that help you be happy and joyous triggers a different perspective. So this eagle has quite a different perspective being up high like that. And that perspective, that overarching perspective, gives you freedom, because you're not entrenched or like caught up in one little detail or several little details or the routine, right? You're up high and you can see the greater perspective. And that is so freeing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, and physically even. Embrace that new perspective and that freedom that goes with the joy and happiness. Oh, and this is absolutely perfect. If you do those things, beautiful toadstools, growth will happen. It is time. It is time for a beautiful expansion and growth for you right now. Tapping into joy, happiness, new perspectives, and freedom will bring you a beautiful growth to a higher, beautiful place. Oh my gosh. I didn't even look at these cards when I drew them, not really. And that brings us to water spirit. Or I was trying to see if it's waterfall. Manifesting dreams. All of this will lead the growth, the freedom, the happiness, will lead to you manifesting your dreams, getting to that beautiful oasis where your dreams are just falling into place and coming true. That is beautiful. Believe that you can manifest your dreams. You can. Anything is possible. That was really beautiful. Thank you, Fire Spirit. Thank you, Palo Santo Fire Spirit, for those messages, because those are just gorgeous. We have two little, I love these ones that came out. There was a squirrel on the patio. He wasn't there when I pulled these cards, but I wanted to do animal spirit energy and any messages from them. We have two, panda and sea turtle, or just turtle, but it's a sea turtle. My mom and I did a animal spirit guide quiz online. I have many animal spirit guides, but we both got sea turtle, so that makes me so happy. So panda, I'm just gonna look at it real quick. Oh wow, stay balanced and in your essence. Archangels Mary, Raphael, and Sandael or Sander, something with a Santa. Sorry for that. Stay balanced and in your essence. That goes on with staying centered. Stay balanced, like the King of Swords. Like the staying just balanced, connecting right energy card. Staying centered, balanced, and in your essence. Don't shy away from who you are in your essence. And then turtle, the sea turtle. Sorry. Be joyful and trusting, Archangel Jules. Sorry, I had to put my light on a little. Be joyous and trusting, Archangel Jules, or I don't know how to say that exactly. I absolutely love this one. And we have another confirmation for joy. So we have the happiness bluebird spirit card. And this is double confirmation, is to be joyous and trusting. Be joyful and trusting. Do something that brings you joy. We have two more piles, and this was the Everyday Witch Tarot. So I'm kind of doing tarot, and I have two tarot decks I pulled from, and then the rest are oracle. And so we have three cards from the Everyday Witch, and this is the earth and tree energy combined, because trees ground and go deep into the earth. So we have three cards here, and let me see this one real quick. Strength. Ooh, this is cool. Sorry. We have the Strength card. Know that you have the inner strength. You may not feel it all the time. You have the strength within to fight any battles coming your way. Believe in your own strength, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I'm getting a sense of inner knowledge with that as well. And then we have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is kind of like you may be, due to being overwhelmed, burned out, unsure. You may be shying away from making a decision on something right now. Trying to retreat rather than rest is all very good, and it's good to think things through. Go into that inner strength and the inner wisdom. I'm getting that from this card for some reason. And make that decision. Go for it and make that decision, which is interesting because the final card here we have is the Knight of Pentacles, which is kind of the slow and steady wins the race. You have all the time in the world to get the future you need. But I feel like a balance between these two is really important. This goes with that timelessness card too, like everything happens at the right time, but actions do need to be made. And the final cards are from Full Moon and Sagittarius energy. This is the Moonology deck. And I'm excited to see what these are. Look at the bigger picture. Oh my gosh. No way. I swear. I did not even look at what these were. Look at the bigger picture, Full Moon and Sagittarius. This like popped out when I was getting goosebumps again when I was doing this one. I had goosebumps all over. Because I was going to do galactic energy in general. Then when I started shuffling, I was like, no, it's Full Moon and Sagittarius energy. I'm getting moon energy, specifically this Full Moon and Sagittarius right now. No matter when you're watching this, time and space, through time and space, I feel like this is a very powerful message. So I had no idea this was Full Moon and Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture. Full Moon and Sagittarius. Fantastic. That goes with that other card, the freedom, the eagle spirit freedom, looking at it with a new perspective. And so looking at life with the bigger picture, that can help you aim your arrow. Maybe you want to shift your goal, right? In this Gemini season 2, it's okay to shift and be flexible, right? Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Interesting. I think this is beautiful. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. And so if you look at that bigger picture and aim your arrow, be flexible enough to shift your arrow. It can shift at any time. You can have one goal and then be like, that's no longer serving me. I'm going to this goal now. Intuitively. Conclusions are within reach, especially if you can have that shifted perspective, shifted sight. And the third final card. Ooh, Full Moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Ooh. I am a Leo rising, and my husband is a Sun Leo sign, Leo Sun sign. Don't let pride get in the way. That could inhibit you from reaching a good conclusion and getting a good perspective, right? A good, broader perspective, bigger picture. Don't let pride get in the way. Full Moon and Leo. A healthy dose of pride is fine, but just all within balance. So I thought these were just really cool, I thought. And so I hope everybody is having a beautiful weekend, weekday, whenever you're watching this. Beautiful full moon in Sagittarius. There's been a lot of solar flares, and it's been very up and down for me and my family, and people I've been talking to. So my friends, just try to go with the flow and ride it out. If you can, get to a body of water, get to a tree, get to the earth, to ground yourself really solidly. And if you can do that, try to just sort of go with the flow. Trust me, I know it's hard. The energy is supposed to lighten up a little. In fact, for some of you, you might feel that it's already lighter. Personally, it's been a pretty intense full moon. I think the solar flares are really adding to that. But if you're having a lighter time, that is beautiful. So just relax while I get a little amethyst energy. Listen to the ASMR sound. Actually, here's this beautiful Palo Santo candle. Sorry, it's such a different perspective. I can't see what I see. I hope you got something out of this card reading. Let me know in the comments if any of this resonated and how you're doing. I'll see you in another video very soon. Have a beautiful, high-vibe, blessed day.